This is another version of an Ambassador Spotlight. We are talking with Joshua Wagoner from BVM, and I'm curious about what that is and how he got involved. So, welcome, Joshua. Why don't you tell me a little bit about how you got involved with BVM, what that really stands for, and what you do on a local basis?
Sure. I got started with Best Version Media back in 2018. A friend of mine was actually publishing a magazine in the Sandia Heights area of Albuquerque, which is in the Northeast. So I saw that she had a magazine, and I was kind of a little bit baffled at how somebody that I used to go to high school had her own magazine. I thought that was pretty uh, unique, to say the least. So I wanted to know more. I was a little skeptical about it. I thought it might be like a multi-level marketing thing or something, but no, it turns out that I was intrigued enough to go to the training seminar that they had in Las Vegas. I learned a lot about branding and social media, and what was involved in starting my own publication. So I came back after the training, and I started my publication in Corrales called Corrales Neighbors, and probably took me about 6 months of going out into the field, talking to different business owners. I'd never done sales before, so I was very intimidated and a little bit shy, having always worked, in food service, as a waiter. And, you don't really talk to business owners, you talk to your customers. And so it was such an amazing experience. I began to really enjoy what I was doing. And, about 6 months later, I published my first issue of Corrales Neighbors. And you can see here, we feature a family on the cover of every issue. And basically it's a private magazine that gives the residents a space to talk about all the things they love about their community, whether that's their recipes or their pictures or stories, all that good stuff. And then about, I guess, probably 4 or 5 months later, after my first issue of Corrales printed, I expanded into Rio Rancho, and I launched this publication, Rio Rancho Estates and Cabazon Living. Does the same thing, features a family from the community on the cover. And it was interesting timing, because the first issue I printed of Rio Rancho Estates was pretty much was April of last year. And boy, what an interesting April that was.
Wow.
Yeah. And so wow. I was really humbled, and also, brought into this awareness of what local businesses were going through. I had a few of my clients, just unfortunately, they folded. They weren't able to do their campaign. So I had to really kind of paddle, furiously like a duck, underwater, and get my magazine to keep from going under. And I think probably the first 6 months, I don't think I made a dime off that magazine. I just was just working on getting, more people signed up, and just reinforcing how important local business is, and how important it is to stay in front of your target audience. And so let's see, here we are. We've navigated, what hopefully is the worst of the storm. Both my magazines are healthy. Yeah, both my magazines are healthy. And I've also taken over that Sandia Heights publication as well. So I have 3 magazines.
Wow, great job.
And yeah, it's been a very humbling experience. And I'm just so grateful to be able to work with the community and local businesses, and get them in front of people.
When you talk to a local business, how do you frame what they will get as a benefit for advertising in the magazine, and how does that get to the consumers, because that's what they're looking for? So tell us a little bit more about that.
Yeah, it's a great question, because when I call in a business and speak with the owner, typically they will, as a knee-jerk response, kind of categorize me as just a salesperson. They think I'm just trying to sell them an ad. But the difference between advertising and sponsorship, which is what this publication is actually closer to, is that advertising basically says, buy from me, buy from me, buy from me. And it's basically all about, coupons and specials and buy one, get one free. And there's nothing wrong with that. But a sponsorship actually says, I care, I'm interested, and I support the community. And I'm going to give my customers a chance to reciprocate, by putting something together for them, like this event. This is more of an event or an experience for the neighborhood than it is just, another coupon pack that comes in the mail. No disrespect to those at all. But really what it does for my clients is it helps to keep them top of mind, because the thing about these magazines is that they get opened, and they get opened for a reason. If you saw your neighbor on the cover of a magazine, or if you recognized the family, maybe you saw them out at the grocery store, or you knew they walked their dog in front of your house, you'd be probably a lot more compelled to open it up than if it was just something like, a cheeseburger or a cup of coffee. That's all delicious stuff, but it doesn't really, make you so compelled that you have to read every page about it. So this is really personal. It's very targeted to the community. And so the point I'm trying to make is that this gets opened at a very high rate, whereas typically if you're doing a direct mail campaign into a neighborhood, it's going to be a lot harder to get people to really respond to that, especially on an emotional level. And so we keep people top of mind. And this is probably the best part. We help people feel good about the brands that they're seeing in the magazine, because there's a lot of negative news out there. There's a lot of negativity, and we keep all that out of the publication. So it's just, there's nothing political. Yeah, all feel good stuff.
How does this work with social media? Because you're saying on a magazine, is there a social media component?
Great question. So, it's really important for us to define what social media actually is, because if I say to you, social media is Facebook, well, is that a definition, or is that a company? It's like, we look at social media a little bit differently. We say, social media is not just Facebook or Twitter. It's a network of people, right? It's a circle of influence. And so we look at it like, every page in this publication is about the residents. It's for the residents. It's by the residents. Now, we do actually have a digital touch as well. So we do have Facebook ads. We do have Google ads. And those really don't have anything to do with the magazine itself. It's really sort of, it's actually an upgrade for our clients to have better targeting in the neighborhood. So really, this is social media, but it's in print form, because just like you post on a social media page, you've got the opportunity to write content into the magazine and be published. So that could be recipes, stories, pictures. That is the social media component of it.
Okay, so let's segue. How did you get involved with the Rio Rancho Chamber?
Great question. In fact, one of I believe she's definitely a member, if not an ambassador. The owner of Massage Envy over off of Crest Ridge, I believe. Her name's Selena, and she introduced me to the chamber and recommended that I get involved. And so I was looking for other businesses to show this opportunity to. So and also at Best Version Media, we have different managers that are over certain regions and states. And so my division manager was a former publisher up in Colorado. And he recommended very early on, he said, when you get your magazine to print, I recommend you join the Chamber of Commerce, because you're going to meet people there. It's a great networking tool, and so on and so forth. So basically referrals, like lots of referrals, local businesses, BVM. The chamber was and always has been very highly spoken of.
And why did you get involved with the ambassador group, which is, of course, my favorite thing?
Yeah, good question. So I was at a conference with a bunch of publishers pre-COVID. We all gathered in Milwaukee and shared our magazines. And I just, we would talk about, well, how do you find people to introduce the publication to? And of course, the chamber came up. So I just basically found out that there was another level. You could be an ambassador, you could go to ribbon cutting events, you could just be a little bit more prominent in the organization. So it was really just a recommendation that I decided to follow up with.
Great. Well, I've learned a lot. Well, in fact, I didn't even know what BVM was, and I'm really glad that you decided to get involved and have 3 magazines. So congratulations with your success with that. And you've navigated the storm, as you said, and hopefully now we're all gonna get to the other side of it. I'm hoping, keeping my fingers crossed every day.
Thank you very much.
Else you'd like to bring up or discuss regarding what you do, the chamber, and being an ambassador? Because we can't wait to do ribbon cuttings and all sorts of good stuff.
Yeah, and I've yet to get to my first ribbon cutting event, so I'm really excited about that. I think I would just say it's really important for, all of us to stay in front of the people that are, really our target demographic. We've got to stay in front of them in a way that says we're supporting, we're with them, we care. It isn't just about making sales or, getting business. It's about building relationships and helping people grow their business. And I love, 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 love to support my clients. If somebody, sponsors in my publication, they buy an ad, I do my best to patronize their business or refer them to other people that I think would be benefited by their products and services. So shop local, that's like,
I was just
the
going to
takeaway
say
here.
that is a real focus of the chamber this year, is to shop local and to be local. And I think your magazine fits right into that paradigm. So I'm excited about that. Well,
Exactly, absolutely.
thank you for joining me again today, Joshua. Again, this is Mike Denblaker, Chair of the Ambassador Group from Safeguard, New Mexico. Look forward to another one. Was quite informative about what you do, and I'd love to piece my way through one of your magazines, and just curious. Okay. Thanks so
Yep.
much. Appreciate it. You have a great rest of your day. Take care.
Thank you so much.
All right.